corner of South Temple and G Street, downtown Salt Lake. Built in 1903, took them about a year and a half to complete. This is the Kearns Mansion. I know that it said Governor's Mansion, but I just didn't want anybody to get confused. The Kearns Mansion, oddly enough, not named after a governor. Thomas Kearns later became a senator, but he was never the governor of the state of Utah. But this is where the governor of Utah lives. An insanely large building, even though it takes up what seems like a very small footprint. There's a lot to see inside. We're actually going to go in the private entrance. Let's go have a look. So the mansion was built by Carl Neuhausen, the same guy that built the Cathedral of the Madeleine, which is right over there. In fact, Thomas Kearns actually helped fund the construction of the Cathedral of the Madeleine, which we featured in an earlier episode. It had radiant heat, had electric lights, it even had a bowling alley, all of which were pretty rare back in the day. So this door here, this door is the front door, technically, but it's reserved for royalty. When we visit, we come through the side door. So if you're royalty, like the Princess of Norway, or the President of Mexico, Vicente Fox at the time, El Presidente, they would come through this door right here. If you're filming a YouTube segment, you can come through the door, apparently. Also, Teddy Roosevelt would have come through this door. President Taft. Well, they would have had to open the second one because he was a big dude. I don't think he'd. So fast forward to 1993. Governor Leavitt and his family are living in the governor's mansion, and they have a giant Christmas tree right here, which caught on fire and pretty much burned the whole building down. In fact, this glass right here was put in after the fire. This was designed with Christmas trees in mind, clear back in 1902. The Christmas tree would start here and would go all the way up to the second and third floor. But fire kind of changes your opinion on things. That led to an extensive renovation of the building. So a lot of the stuff you see is original. Some of the stuff had to be repaired after the fire. Come take a look. It's a good example right here. The chandelier, totally original, but this is 1990, like 1994, because this, pretty flammable, burned up. This silver is from the USS Utah, which was commissioned in 1911 and decommissioned before sending the ship to Pearl Harbor before World War II. Turns out that boat got sunk anyway in Pearl Harbor. But the silver was already here in the governor's mansion. And check this out. It's silver. The rumor is that anytime there's like a naval dignitary in town, they jokingly say to the governor, "Hey, you still have our silver. We need that back." Okay, first order of business. I'm going to proclaim a Jon Smith Day in the state of Utah. I don't know if that's something that the governor can do, but this is the governor's desk, dude. I asked, I'm like, can I sit there? And they're like, yeah, sure. So cool. This is the Butlers Pantry. In fact, this looks much as it would have when the building was first built. And then this thing back here, so the butler would be down here and they'd be like, Mr. Kearns would be like, Cadbury. There used to be a bowling alley downstairs, which, because there was a family living here. It was the Kearns Mansion and he had kids. So they would go down and bowl. Well, one day, Thomas Kearns comes back from an adventure in South America and he brought home some souvenirs, a couple of live monkeys. Where do you put monkeys when you're living in a giant mansion like this? You put them in the bowling alley, of course. 4 floors, dude. We're on the top level of the Kearns Mansion, 16,000 square feet. That's like the size of a Walmart. Yeah, maybe not a Walmart, maybe like a Fred Meyer. So you can look down, you can see all of the different ornate woodwork and all of the amazing, intricate artwork that is around the building. Look up there. I'm not gonna lie, this is probably the most comfortable chair I've ever sat in. This is Governor Cox's office, the main office area in the Kearns Mansion. This behind me, that was Teddy Roosevelt's hat rack. It was a gift to Thomas Kearns. That's got the hats of Norm Bangerter, Jim Matheson, and Gary Herbert. Thomas Kearns was like the OG. He had himself like 8 carriages. He had a motor car, one of the first motor cars in the state of Utah, even though he never even learned how to drive it. He's like our very own Mr. Toad, man. So 8 carriages would be held right here in the Carriage House. This area right here, actually off limits. I'm standing on an elevator, a carriage elevator. So this whole platform, they would roll the carriages in, and the pulley system is still in place. Now, obviously, old pulley systems in carriage elevators, not the best way to get up and down. So they built stairs. So let's go take a look at this. This is so cool. Okay, so we are definitely off the edge of the tour on this one. So you walk through the governor's mansion and everything has been, restored. Obviously, they did a lot of restoration work in the 1980s and then a lot more after the fire in the 1990s. This is all original. This is the original paint. This is the original floor. This is it. And this is something that people rarely get to see. So I'm super excited to be up here. So when Governor Mike Leavitt was the governor of Utah, his kids used this as a haunted house, and they made a couple of additions for their own. This is so crazy. Oh man, it's a moment on the lips. Stuck like Winnie the Pooh. There we go. I'll be honest, there was no way I thought they'd let me come up here. This is so cool. It's a lot cleaner than I thought it would be. Cleaner than my attic. So there you have it. That is the Kearns Mansion, also known as the Governor's Mansion. If you would like a tour, they do those. You can check out this website and find out when they're doing the next one. In the meantime, my thanks to the Governor's Mansion staff, and make sure you like it, subscribe to it, and share this on your Facebook page, because I need those likes. That's really cool.